you are back with us at the MEN Arena, bang in the centre of the city of Manchester. 2:15 in the morning. 10,000 people have come in from the cold to see a white-hot world title fight. Calzaghe's record is impeccable. 40 fights unbeaten, the longest reigning world champion. 8.5 years since he beat Chris Eubank for the title. The southpaw from Newbridge in Wales has super fast hands. They are fragile. Lacy claims his hands are just as fast, and Lacy hits harder. The IBF champion has 21 wins, 1 fight, no contest. There are question marks about the caliber of that opposition. The 28-year-old from St. Petersburg in Florida is convinced he'll destroy Joe Calzaghe. Your big fight commentators, Duke McKenzie and John Rawling. It is Judgment Day, okay? Here's Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for. The unification showdown for the super-middleweight championship of the world. Prepare to welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, ladies and gentlemen, entering to the red corner, the IBF and IBO world champion from St. Petersburg, Florida, in the United States, Jeff Lacy.
There's the IBF champion, Jeff Lacy. They say he's one of the hardest hitting fighters in the world in any division. And he says that the atmosphere here, a hostile atmosphere, will not affect him. I like being the underdog, he says. Well, here he is stepping into a crowd which must be 99% Joe Calzaghe. Cheers from the crowd. He's been pretty surly and non-communicative all week. He was a smiling figure when he came over a month or two ago when this fight was announced, but this week he has just not wanted to know. Only stands about 5'9", but you'll see when he takes that tracksuit off, he has a physique which is absolutely ripped. He's in terrific condition. And here he is, Jeff Lacy, stepping into the ring, centre stage in the Manchester Arena, in front of some 16,000 fans. And they, to a man and woman, seem to be making him well aware of what they think. There's the IBF belt. And Lacy just content to prowl the ring. What sort of thoughts are going through that head?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, entering to the blue corner, the WBO world champion from Newbridge, Wales, Joe Calzaghe.
Joe Calzaghe gets the hero's welcome. A lot of his fans have made the journey up from Wales, but this is an appeal of a fight for the entire country. Calzaghe getting a colossal reception. Calzaghe has been here, done it so many times before, but never quite on a stage like this, in front of so many people. This is the defining fight he has craved. Now 33 years old, saluting his public. But how will his hand stand up? Is he fit enough to repel one of the meanest men in boxing? rounds, it's due to go. 12 3-minute rounds, a unification fight, and there are the rules. No 3 knockdown rule, no standing 8 count. The fighters cannot be saved by the bell. If there's an accidental clash of heads inside 4 rounds causing the end of the fight, it's a no contest. After that, it goes to the cards. That's the rules for this fascinating fight. Enzo Calzaghe, father and trainer of Joe right the way through his career. A lot of experience in that corner. He will have to be absolutely at his very best if he's going to win this fight tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, live across the UK on ITV1 and across America on Showtime, a very good evening to you and welcome to the MEN Arena here in Manchester, England for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Frank Warren Sports Network and Gary Shaw Productions in association with Showtime, and sponsored by News of the World, Big on Boxing, and Nemiroff. This unification bout is sanctioned by the WBO President and Supervisor Francisco Valcarcel and the IBF President Marion Mohammed, Supervisor Lindsay Tucker, along with the British Boxing Board of Control, the stewards in charge, Charles Giles and Lord Brooks of Tremorfa. Timekeepers at the bell also keeping count of the knockdowns, Colin Roberts and Gary Grennan. And introducing to you our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Las Vegas, Nevada in the United States, Adelaide Bird. From London, England, Roy Francis. And from San Juan, Puerto Rico, Nelson Vasquez. And introducing to you, ladies and gentlemen, our 3rd man in the ring, working in this, his 90th world title bout, Raul Cais Sr. All right, fans, here we go. The time has come for the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the unified super middleweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Manchester, England, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my right, the WBO champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with white trim, hailing from Newbridge, South Wales. He weighed in at an even 12 stone, 168 US pounds. He is undefeated in his illustrious campaign of the ring with 40 wins, no losses, 31 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making the 18th defense of his title. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the undefeated WBO super middleweight champion of the world. Please welcome the pride of Wales, introducing Joe Calzaghe. And his opponent across the ring, the IBF and IBO world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing red, white, and blue trunks and fighting out of St. Petersburg, Florida, in the United States. His weight, 11 stone, 13 pounds, or 167 US pounds. He is a US Olympian, undefeated in the professional ranks with a record of 21 wins, no losses, 1 no decision, with 17 wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, in his 6th appearance in a world title, here is the undefeated IBF and IBO super middleweight champion of the world, introducing Jeff Lacy. Once again, a referee in charge, Raul Cais Sr. now to give instructions. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled.
Referee calling the two men together for final words of instruction.
All right, gentlemen, the time you've been waiting for is here. The opportunity of a lifetime, so remember, take advantage. You had your instructions. Bone here, right here is fine. Both you got it trunks high. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Well, this is the one we've been waiting for. The unification fight that Joe Calzaghe has craved for so long. It has arrived. 12 rounds. Joe Calzaghe against Jeff Lacy. They say it's the biggest super middleweight title fight since Roy Jones against James Toney back in 1994. Calzaghe fighting out of the southpaw stance, the taller man by a couple of inches. And will he be content to try and just box his way to victory?
I don't know if he's going to get the chance to box his way to victory, because, you know, Lacy's just going to come looking for him. This is where he needs to have the fight up close.
Calzaghe breaking out of that clinch well with a right hand to the body, followed by the nice little jab into the face of Lacy. Another one. Calzaghe, I know, has been thinking he's got to try and keep his punches straight, try and fight at range as far as he can. But there is always that macho streak in Calzaghe. When he gets tagged, he likes to reply to fire with fire of his own. He started nice and confidently though. Bit of attempted use of the head, I think, from Jeff Lacy in close. They made him shave off that beard that he's been sporting in the run-up to the fight.
Well, Calzaghe's got the higher work rate. You know, he can fight like this for 12 rounds, you know, at a much harder pace than Lacy. But Lacy obviously is the puncher of the two.
I do rather think that Calzaghe technically might be the better boxer, but is the edge in power with Lacy.
You know, Lacy's got scar tissue underneath his left eye. You know, he'd be the one to cut. I think if this is going to go to cuts or anything like it, but this is what you expect from Lacy, just going to come looking for Joe.
Right hand from Lacy, he landed one to the body and then a big swing, and straight away, as Calzaghe gets hit, he starts going into a tear-up. Here goes the work rate from Calzaghe. Remember, the left hand is the fragile one. He can't afford to have that one damaged. Just lost his balance slightly in that exchange. The Lacy camp have gambled that Calzaghe is a fighter in decline and that he's a man ready to be taken.
Joe's already started his assault. He's not really throwing too many headshots. He's aiming them at the body because he knows his hands might be a little bit fragile, but you watch him when he starts to go to work.
Calzaghe's boxed quite neatly in this opening period. He's favouring the right hand clearly. But so far, he's got the speed to just jab his way in and then content to tie Lacy up in close. And Calzaghe will be happy with the way this first round has gone.
Lacy can't match Calzaghe for work rate.
He's just coming crouching in. There's a right hand. That's the best shot from Lacy so far. That's the danger punch.
That shot Calzaghe.
This is what you get from Calzaghe. Good headshots.
This is what you get from Calzaghe when he's hurt. He's like an out-of-control windmill. He just starts spraying shots.
Well, that's the first round to Calzaghe, but he did take a big right hand. Already the nose of Lacy seeping blood. There's that right hand from Calzaghe, but back came the Welshman and he returned it with interest.
Well, Calzaghe's drawn first blood. Can't afford to take any sort of unnecessary risks against such a dangerous opponent, or champion I should say, in Jeff Left Hook Lacy.
Yeah, you have to sort of pinch yourself to remember this is not just a title defence for Calzaghe. This is him trying to add another World Championship belt.
Beautiful left uppercut inside there by Calzaghe.
Lacy going looking for headshots. These are the danger punches. That right hand is the one Calzaghe cannot afford to get caught with. Calzaghe outworking Lacy at this stage. Lacy trying to drag Calzaghe down onto the punch on the blind side of the referee. Calzaghe himself spinning Lacy now and trying to work away on the ropes. Good work rate from the 33-year-old undefeated Welshman.
Calzaghe pacing himself. He's boxing an intelligent fight thus far.
There's a low one there from Lacy.
Also, Calzaghe's got his protector pulled up as high as he can possibly get it, which is what we're not really accustomed to with Calzaghe, but we know Lacy bangs well to the body.
Oh, good uppercut from Calzaghe, really good shot. Lacy takes it well. Remember, Lacy was stung in the early stages when he fought Omar Shika. That was arguably the hardest title defence so far, and he came back and won it well in the end. Good jab from Lacy this time, snapping shots, and Calzaghe just walked onto that one.
I just feel Calzaghe's getting engaged a little bit too early for my liking. I'd like to see him use the ring more. Not be flash, just be sensible. You know, use the ring more, try and put some points in the bag. Try and make Lacy look a little bit cumbersome, because Lacy doesn't quite have Calzaghe's footwork or hand speed.
Calzaghe needs to snap the jab. Needs to work behind that right-hand lead. That's his key to this fight.
That's better boxing from Calzaghe. You know, a little treble jab and just a little step off. You know, make Lacy, make him miss, make him pay. Lovely right uppercut.
Calzaghe is outboxing Lacy at this stage, but it's a 12-round fight, and a little contemptuous smile from Calzaghe as he tags Lacy almost at will. Lacy wants this to tear up. He's trying to urge Calzaghe in.
Well, this is pretty much what I thought we'd get from Lacy. He's not getting it his own way, and he's already starting to complain.
This is a really good start from Calzaghe, but Lacy now is into his face, and that's where he wants to be. Good uppercut again from Calzaghe, picking the shot well, and nothing coming back in there from Lacy. It's all Calzaghe in that exchange.
The new IS from Lexus. Design that moves you.
What a good start to this fight from Joe Calzaghe. Really good effort. And Lacy at the moment is being set problems to which he doesn't have the answer.
Well, you've got to expect a change of tactics from Lacy. He's going to have to really start to bully Calzaghe. He's going to have to up his work rate, but then you can expect Calzaghe to go straight with him.
Oh, good shot from Calzaghe, short, straight left. But Lacy into his face, those are low punches, surely.
Yeah, this is getting really messy now.
But the referee can't see it. He saw where he was placed, right behind the back of Lacy. Calzaghe gets away with it.
Calzaghe's going to have to fight his way out of the corner.
He doesn't want to be in that sort of toe-to-toe tear-up.
A twist turned Lacy nicely there.
Oh, that's good work from Calzaghe. Quality work, but can he keep this sort of intensity of performance, this sort of speed, this work rate going for 12 rounds? Had to do it a few years ago against Charles Brewer down in Cardiff. That was a great fight that night.
Well, I think he can, John. Just needs to box sensible now, needs to go missing. He's boxing fantastically well so far.
He's making Lacy look ponderous in there, but we know Lacy has fitness and strength. Blood is still seeping from Lacy's nostrils. Good right hand from Calzaghe. If he is the slapper that Jeff Lacy says, he slaps hard.
Yeah, this is going to be the hardest fight of Calzaghe's life, but right now he's boxing the fight of his life. Lovely combination, and then spins off and leaves Lacy to hit in thin air. He's boxing his head off.
He is giving him a boxing lesson.
Absolutely, John. Giving him an absolute boxing lesson. He's hitting him, but he's not getting hit. This is fantastic boxing by Calzaghe.
Brilliant from Calzaghe at this stage. Can he keep it going, though? Lacy, the man with dynamite in his fists. We know he's a terrific puncher. Easy goes up the chant. Well, I think that might be tempting fate just a little bit.
Well, it's not easy, John, because he's having to work for this.
Outstanding opening from Calzaghe. Won the first 2 rounds, and he's absolutely dominant in this third so far.
See, Lacy's just become very pedestrian, very one-paced. You know, like all punchers, has to rely on him setting his feet to get those big punches off. And while he's doing that, Calzaghe's outboxing him.
Well, I always thought Lacy was one-paced, Duke, but the thing about him is that he does bang that big right hand, and as Calzaghe tires, if he can't get Lacy out of there as he tires, that could be more of a factor. But look at that hand speed from Calzaghe. That is exceptional, absolutely exceptional.
1, 2, 3 punch combinations and then missing. Calzaghe just goes missing. Showing out now. Confidence is growing by the round.
Well, that is a brilliant 3 minutes boxing from Joe Calzaghe.
They want to kill someone that hasn't done anything wrong.
What is the price of oil?
Corruption is why we win.
Syriana.
Good job. Concentrate. Brad, tackle Jake. Yeah. 1. I think I got it, man. 1. I'm on the right, dude. You've got to be kidding.
Budweiser, official beer of the FIFA World Cup. You do the football, we'll do the beer.
So that's the offside rule. Who doesn't understand?
A brilliant opening to this fight from Joe Calzaghe. Look at the hand speed and the mobility. If that's the performance of a waning fighter, it certainly doesn't look like it so far, but can he keep it up?
Yes, he can, John. We've seen this from Calzaghe before, and yes, he can keep this pace up. Lacy looking a little bit sorry for himself in his corner there. Corner just starting to get a little bit anxious now.
Enzo Calzaghe saying use the jab as Lacy tries to tee off an uppercut. He said to Calzaghe, box your way in, don't just get dragged into the tear-up. Oh, Calzaghe almost showboating there, shows him the right hand and then landed a peach of a straight left. Calzaghe coming under attack himself.
Yeah, this is where Lacy wants it. He just wants to apply pressure on Calzaghe. You know, he's hoping that the pace will drop where he can land these big overhand rights and the famous left hook.
I assume you scored the first 3 rounds to Calzaghe, Duke?
I've given Calzaghe everything. And I'm not being biased. I just see Calzaghe outworking Lacy completely. Lacy's cut.
He's cut around the right eye, and it doesn't look good. That's going to be a lot of work for the corner between rounds. Well, it looks as though it's that damaged left eye. He had scar tissue there, and it looks as though it's opened up again, and they're going to have a look at it, I think. Are they? He's saying it's a clash of heads, is Lacy. It goes to the end of the 4th round. It goes to scorecards. This one is the 4th round. If it were to be stopped, if the referee says that it's an accidental clash of heads that's caused it, but no suggestion that the referee is saying that to this point. And there's an air of desperation about the work of Jeff Lacy. He knows that he's cut. He may not have been hurt, at least not hurt badly, but the fight is going against him because Calzaghe is giving him a boxing lesson.
Well, there was scar tissue coming on his left eye coming into this fight, and the cut's opened up, I think, on the right eye. I'm not exactly sure.
It is the right eye, Duke.
Yeah, the right eye. But Calzaghe's actually doing a number on him. He's boxing such an intelligent fight. You know, Lacy looks just a little bit desperate, a little bit clumsy. Doesn't have the same footwork as Calzaghe. Doesn't have the hand speed of Calzaghe.
Nigel Benn said this week that if Calzaghe had been around in his era, the era of Chris Eubank, of Steve Collins, of Michael Watson, he could have stood the test with all of them. Clash of heads inside there. Lacy came boring in low, but he took a load of punches from Calzaghe as well, flurries of shots. And Lacy, for all his attempts to force the fight here, has not landed really one clean shot, for my way of looking at it, on Calzaghe in this round.
Yeah, there's been nothing of real any significance landed by Lacy. Sure, he's forcing the fight, but Calzaghe's just totally dominating and outworking him.
Closing stage of the fourth, and it's another Calzaghe round, and look at this! Terrific work from Calzaghe.
Jab right hand and let him go.
Bad damage to the eyes of Jeff Lacy. And what a spectacular onslaught from Calzaghe. There's a clash of heads there, but that's not damage to the eye, that's hit him low. Not that clash of heads which has caused the damage. Not to my way of looking at it. And they're very slow to get out of the corner there. Deep cuts on Lacy's face. Fight should be underway. And the cornerman in the Lacy camp very slow to get out, and Calzaghe may be on his way now towards victory. Surely, he's won all 4 rounds, but he can't get careless. Lacy still has that power.
Lacy really needs to get at the races now and try and, assert himself in this fight, because he's in danger now of not only being stopped but probably being on cuts, but he's being outworked and outboxed by Calzaghe.
Desperation from Lacy as he comes forward, trying to wing those trademark hooks, catches Calzaghe with one there, but so far the overhand right, which is the real danger punch, hasn't been in evidence. Calzaghe's kept him away, and another lovely flurry of punches from Calzaghe.
Right now, Lacy doesn't appear to have an answer to the southpaw style. It's causing him all kinds of problems because he's catching everything on the way in. There's no lateral movement from Lacy, and this is probably one of his biggest downfalls. Sure, he's got the power, sure he's got the skill, sure he's got the arsenal, but he doesn't have the lateral movement to get out of the way of what's coming back at him.
Although he wouldn't say as much, I always got the impression there was just a hint of jealousy and maybe even a tad of resentment in Joe Calzaghe about the lack of recognition for his achievements and the fantastic support up here in Manchester for Ricky Hatton. Well, here tonight he's proved himself to be a fighter of the very top draw so far, and Ricky Hatton, who's in this crowd, I'm sure is watching on with a great deal of admiration.
Well, Lacy's punches are very predictable, and Calzaghe can read them really easily at this point. But he's found lovely combinations, and Lacy's face is a mess.
This last 12 rounds, goodness knows what sort of state Lacy's face is going to be in by the end of it. Already in the 5th round, he looks as though he has had an absolute pounding, and another straight left thuds him towards those damaged eyes.
Lacy's really struggling with this one, I promise you. Not only from the cuts, but he just can't work out this style. He can't get his punches off. And Calzaghe's giving him another boxing lesson.
He's had his ears boxed off. Lacy said, southpaw style doesn't matter one jot to me. I've had goodness knows how many rounds sparring with Winky Wrights, but so far he's had no answer to this. Calzaghe bullies Lacy back across the ring. The referee says don't do that, but it's not a tea party.
Lacy's just ploughing forward, but he's not trying anything. He's like a catcher at the minute. He's like a catcher's mitt. He's just catching everything that Calzaghe's throwing. He can't keep his combinations going. He can't match Calzaghe for hand speed or work rate.
Calzaghe's contemptuously now dropping his gloves, almost inviting Lacy in.
Churchill, I see I could get up to a 10% discount online then.
Yes. Good job. Concentrate. Brad, tackle Jake. Yeah. One. I think I got it, man. One. I'm on the right, dude. You've got to be kidding.
Budweiser, official beer of the FIFA World Cup. You do the football, we'll do the beer.
So that's the offside rule. Who doesn't understand?
Lacy has been on the receiving end of a non-stop pounding in this fight. 5 rounds out of 5 to Joe Calzaghe, and the Welshman so far is having things his own way and is boxing quite superbly.
You know, they're waiting for the pace to drop, but he's going to be waiting all night because Calzaghe can do this all night long. But he mustn't get overconfident. He has to stick with his game plan, hit and not get hit. Tie Lacy up, spin off, and just go missing and keep feeding in this stream of accurate, brilliant, quite brilliant combinations.
I'm sure in the corner, Enzo Calzaghe will have been drumming in the instruction. Keep working off the jab, try and keep it at range. There it goes, rocking back the head of Lacy.
See, it's okay for Lacy to, you know, get fed a string of guys that he can just stand in front of him, and you know they're almost fearful because once they get in front of him they see this muscle man in front of them and then they end up getting knocked out. But Calzaghe won't stand for anything like that.
Calzaghe's never had the respect he should have had in the United States through no fault of his own. He didn't get the contests against the likes of Roy Jones and Bernard Hopkins, and look at that quality. There must have been about a 7 or 8 punch flurry of blows there, aimed by Calzaghe, and I think just about every one of them hit. Another good left hand, and Lacy is starting to look bemused, befuddled, and utterly on his way towards defeat.
He's coming apart at the seams, John. What a beautiful combination we got there from Calzaghe. Controlled, pinpoint, accurate punches. 4, 5, 6, 7 punches, all hit on the mark, on the button. Lacy looks really sorry for himself, and he's getting more and more banged up in now.
It's not only Lacy who looks sorry for himself. Gary Shaw, his promoter on the far side of the ring, looks one of the most shell-shocked men I've seen in a long time. Shelley Finkel, one-time manager of Mike Tyson, isn't exactly putting out the bunting either. There's the right hand though, that's the danger shot.
All head spinning dangerously close there from both boxers.
There was a right hand over the top from Lacy, which did get in.
Yeah, Calzaghe felt that, but he's still winning the round.
Flooding right hand. I wonder how much more of this Lacy can take.
Yeah, he's going to be tired, isn't he? Let's get it right. He's thrown a hell of a lot of punches, and you know, but Lacy's not capitalised on this.
Only one punch though, Duke. It can still turn around. Don't count chickens. Calzaghe is boxing superbly, he's winning the fight, but Lacy is still in there. Blood now seeping from his lower lip. Oh, headshots. Those are the slaps, and he slaps hard. Joe Calzaghe, relaxed and confident.
You're sickening him now, Joe.
Absolutely on his game, isn't he? Look at that superb flurry of punches. I said 7 or 8, there might have been 9 or 10.
There was 10 unanswered shots, 9 out of the 10 hit the target. What a fantastic boxing we've got from Joe Calzaghe.
Marvin Hagler said he deserves to be ranked in the best 6 in the world, pound for pound. Jeff Lacy was supposed to be the coming star. Doesn't look like one there.
Let's go, baby. Let's go get this. It's there. Come on, brother. It's just
second wing, right? Until I get out of the corner. So come on, 10 seconds. Let's go, baby.
It's been all Joe Calzaghe as we move into the second half of the fight.
Yeah, I've got Calzaghe winning everything. I think he's absolutely boxed rings round Lacy. He's absolutely given him a boxing lesson.
Calzaghe, in case I needed to remind you, of course, the taller man in the black and white shorts. Lacy, the man who's been battered from pillar to post for 18 minutes. Blood flying across our commentary position. Maybe coming from the eye of Jeff Lacy, no doubt.
This is all typical Calzaghe right now, is what you're getting. You know, we're so used to seeing him fight like this.
What a good straight right-hand lead he had in there. Now here comes Lacy, desperately trying to come in and wing hooks. There's his girlfriend Jennifer in the corner, trying to urge her man forward, but Calzaghe doesn't box his way out of it. He tries to get into a trading session.
And Calzaghe's obviously learned from his mistakes, because when he starts his combination, he keeps his chin down. When he's been hurt or he gets backed up, he keeps his chin down as he starts to throw his shots. Look where his chin is, right in his chest. He doesn't want to leave it hanging out to dry. He's boxing a great fight.
Lacy did get in with a left uppercut, as you were saying that, Duke. Just got in close. Calzaghe takes it well, though. Been down in a couple of fights recently against Byron Mitchell, Kabari Salem. That was an untidy fight, but Calzaghe was right in the middle of a messy divorce at that time, and thankfully for him, that's behind him now.
Joe took a right hand there off Lacy, but he's still there, obviously.
Lacy's probably having his best round of the fight so far.
Yeah, just landing one or two cleaner shots. He's getting outworked, but he's just starting to get through on Calzaghe. Calzaghe's still winning this round for me, though.
Going to have a headache tonight is Mr. Lacy. Taken so many shots, and again flurries of punches from Calzaghe.
Well, I want to see what Lacy says after this fight, if Calzaghe goes on to be victorious, which I think he will be.
Well, he's moaning about use of the head from Calzaghe.
He wants to get on with it, because this is World Championship boxing and anything goes. He's getting worked over and he doesn't like it.
Calzaghe, I think, is starting to tee himself up for a big crack. I think he might be looking to take him out here. Two big left hands, and Lacy is on the receiving end of a barrage of punches. Calzaghe wants to get him out of there.
His legs have gone, John. He's all over the place. He's hanging on for dear life. He's trying his fight back, but Joe's just got to be a better pick his punches better and get him out of there.
Somehow Lacy has seen it through to the bell. Calzaghe says something as he goes back, and he goes back to the corner where he gets terrific words of encouragement from Enzo Calzaghe.
Have you got him?
Lacy has never been down, but my goodness, he nearly went then. He came so close to being put down by those two left hands.
Two fucking rounds out of the game. Right, fast and quiet this next round. Do one quiet.
There has not been one moment in this fight where Calzaghe has surrendered the initiative, and a punch count there would have revealed, I think, something in the region of 40 punches or more, which hammered in on Lacy in the last 15 seconds or so there. Dramatic.
Well, I said, you know, the worst thing Lacy can do is to hit Calzaghe and hurt him, because when Calzaghe recovers, he's like an out-of-control windmill, and that's what we just saw. Punches, just a solid quality punches. Lacy doesn't have the footwork to get out of the way. This fight could be over very shortly.
It's in all Calzaghe. I've got it as a complete shutout so far, Duke. Absolutely everything going to Calzaghe.
You know, Lacy was the betting favourite, but I just figured that he hadn't boxed anybody near of Calzaghe's class or stature.
6-4 on he was. 11-10 against Calzaghe. They were tasty-looking odds. Still a chance for Lacy. While there's life, there's hope.
Oh, this is just, you know, Calzaghe's got his, right now Calzaghe's got his number. What a beautiful little combination. He's picking his punches beautifully. They're going right down the middle.
The hand has held together well. Dean Powell's done a good job binding up that weak left hand I don't think there was too much sparring, if any, in the preparations of Joe Calzaghe for this fight. But then he's never been a big man for sparring in the gym, concentrating on fitness, boxing ability, and innate desire to win. He has a real winner's mentality, does the Welshman.
Now, how he's done it for this long, you know, 40 fight unbeaten record. You know, never ducked anybody, Calzaghe. You've got to really hand it to this boy.
Good left-hand lead from Lacy there. Caught Calzaghe as he came in. Lacy's just plodding. Good straight left. And another left hand from Lacy. And is Lacy at last just starting to get to Calzaghe a little bit more, I wonder? Calzaghe, if he performs to type, will try and produce something terrific to catch the judges' eyes in the second half of this round.
It's a much closer round this round. So he probably needed just a little step off the gas, but as I say that, he comes back with a nice 4-punch flurry. Beautiful boxing again.
He's got himself into terrific shape. He's up on his toes, looking fresh and sharp, even at this stage.
Yeah, and let's not forget, you know, Lacy's been used to fighting on American soil, but now he's away from home. You know, I don't see him raising his game like he can do when he's back home.
Calzaghe's just allowed his work rate to drop a little bit in this 8th round, but then that's almost inevitable after the ferocious pace of the early stages.
Yeah, Joe just looking just a little bit tired in this round, but you know, you can't fault him for that because he's really worked hard. But Lacy's not paying him. He's not capitalised on what is actually happening in the fight.
Lacy has bull-like strength and he's trying to come charging in behind that spear of a left-hand lead. Calzaghe quieter this round. Has Lacy done enough to edge it? I'm not sure. Good uppercut inside from Calzaghe and another one. Oh, look at this! Headshots, all scoring shots from Calzaghe.
Well, Lacy breathing really heavily now as he soaks these punches up.
Well, that's the flurry of punches that we wanted to see from Calzaghe from a British point of view. Right in control. See what Barry McGuigan's making of it so far. You had your doubts beforehand, Barry.
Yeah, I worried about him, but I have to tell you, he's been absolutely exemplary. Boxing brilliantly. What we, I suppose, overlooked was his speed, and certainly Jeff Lacy's overlooked his speed. He has absolutely bombarded Lacy, and Lacy has very little left in him. If he gets through another round of this, and remember, in the last round, Lacy took the round, or Calzaghe took the round off. He took an easy round. If he turns it on in this round, I'd be very surprised if Dan Birmingham doesn't pull Lacy out. He's taken an absolute hammering. There's very little left in him.
Taking a pounding, and look at those shots which went in the closing seconds of that round. And Lacy, well, I was interviewed by one or two American journalists and American TV stations, and they looked at me with a look of bemusement when I said that Calzaghe might just be able to box this guy's head off. And they sort of thought I'd lost my sense of reason, but there you go.
Well, you know, John, you're not the only one that thought Calzaghe would do this. You know, I know for a fact that his manager promoter Frank Warren's had a big bet on his boy, so you know he's not about to put him in a fight that he doesn't think he can't win. And what a gamble! He's paying off. So far, it's paying off. Lacy's going to need the knockout, you know, just to get back on even terms.
Gary Shaw, Lacy's promoter, bellowing at him while Calzaghe just having the binding on his glove fixed by the corner. He is 8 rounds down, I reckon, Jeff Lacy.
That's good boxing by Calzaghe. Nice high guard, you know, just pecking away at the jab. Tying Lacy up. Sorry, John, just tying Lacy up on the inside there.
1, 2, wrong punches.
Left lead again from Lacy. Calzaghe, good body shot, good left hand. Oh, beautiful. Nice uppercut.
Absolutely beautiful. That's world-class boxing. Beautiful left uppercut by Calzaghe, right up the pipe.
He said he wants Clinton Woods next as Joe Calzaghe. Clinton said he thought Calzaghe would beat Lacy. And if he's watching this, I wonder if he might be thinking twice about the possibility of going into the ring against Calzaghe, who, remember, has said he would love to be a world champion at 2 weights, as well as unifying this title. Mikael Kessler, the Dane, is a spectator here, the WBA super-middleweight champion. That's another possibility.
There's a big left hook there landed by Lacy though. Calzaghe for the first time in the fight actually grimaced in a little bit of pain.
Forward comes Lacy, trying to, you can see why he's trying to set himself, trying to give himself an opportunity to throw that bingo right hand.
But you know, let's not forget, Calzaghe, I believe, has boxed at a much higher level, and he's been in world title fights and won with one hand previously, but thankfully tonight both hands have held up, and this is the sort of boxing that he can demonstrate.
Oh, that is superb. Knocking the head of Lacy around. Oh, look at that.
He's treating Lacy with contempt.
That is a Ray Leonard trick.
Absolute contempt. Beautiful boxing by Calzaghe. Fantastic. Winding up the right hand, showing him the jab, hitting him with a left hook. Well, this is what a true world champion's made of. When you can dismantle a rival champion with the consummate ease that Calzaghe is, you know, this is a sign of the man's class.
I think he could be close to being stopped here, Lacy. The referee should be having a good look at this, and I think that a compassionate corner might also be taking a good look at him, because he is taking round after round of sustained pounding now, and Calzaghe is producing every shot in the textbook. All Calzaghe.
Every round I've given him every round. I've struggled to give Lacy even a share of one of the rounds.
Another big round. And how much more can he take? Those eyes are closing. He's cut badly.
What round is it?
He's hurting. He's saying, what round is it?
Okay. All right. How you feel? I'm good.
Well, he says he's okay. He could have fooled me. Punch after punch from Calzaghe.
It doesn't have to be hard. You just gotta push it up. Straight punches, Jeff. 1, 2. Gotta knock him out hard.
All right.
You got to Jeff. Right hand. Push him up for you. Once that sun had you get ready to break, just 2 punches.
Straight punches.
Let's go. Okay. Don't cock it up. Okay, push solid to you now.
And so Calzaghe saying, suck it up, dig deep, don't let it go away. Calzaghe in sight of achieving one of his fighting dreams, and we're adding another title and beating an American star.
Well, Lacy looks tired, he looks dejected, and looks incredibly sorry for himself. You know, really slow getting off the corner now. Almost punched to a standstill on that last round. This is absolutely textbook boxing from Calzaghe. He's not done nothing flash, he's not taken any chances. He's boxed well within himself.
He's been the 12-round distance 8 times, Joe Calzaghe. Lacy 3. Calzaghe knows exactly what it takes to win a fight. And here he is getting back behind the jab.
Lovely left uppercut from Calzaghe. Fantastic shot. He's just shortened his punches up on the inside, which is what you'd expect with a short-arm fighter like Lacy. He would be better at the inside work, but Calzaghe's met him on the inside and totally outboxed him.
Lacy turned professional in 2001. By then, Calzaghe had been a world champion for more than 3 years. It's been a steep learning curve for Lacy from there. Was he overhyped? Maybe.
Well, I wouldn't say he was overhyped.
But I do think that Calzaghe here tonight has produced. Well, you know, I mean, he said that his performance against Chris Eubank was the best of his career, the hardest fight he's ever had. I think this is absolutely vintage Calzaghe. I think tonight he's been brilliant.
Absolutely, and I'll have to second that. The guy hasn't put a foot wrong all night long against a young, hungry, unbeaten champion, rival champion at that. You know, IBF champion, but it looks like if Calzaghe can maintain this for the remainder of this fight. Beautiful by Calzaghe. You know what a lovely left uppercut. They've obviously worked on that punch in the gym. It's paid off for him all night long.
You're watching one of the outstanding British champions in Joe Calzaghe. One of the very best. And Jeff Lacy looks disconsolate, doesn't he? He looks in some distress, he looks bemused, he's banging his gloves together, he's bravely coming forward. But I could imagine, sorry Duke, I could imagine many a fight where this might have been stopped by now. If this wasn't a world title fight, I think Lacy would have been out of there. Good work again from Calzaghe, and look at the spring in his step, still up on his toes.
Pure class from Calzaghe, leading with a straight left right hook.
Oh, superb again.
Lacy's just getting beaten to the punch every time. Outboxed, outpunched, outmaneuvered.
And he shook his head disconsolately, came forward and was promptly bundled through the ropes by Calzaghe. Another great round for Calzaghe. Utterly in control. Is that 10 rounds gone? I've given him every one.
Every one, John. I struggled to give Lacy 1 round.
Well, there's his girlfriend, Joe Calzaghe's girlfriend, that is. And she'll be delighted with the way things are going.
Absolute fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic, says Enzo Calzaghe, and well he might.
It was just beautiful boxing by Calzaghe. Look at the way he leads off with the straight left. Well, in this instance, you know, like a 4 or 5 punch flurry, 6, 7, 8 punches, all unanswered. It's as much as Lacy can do now to muster another attack. He's desperately tired. You know, I can see Calzaghe maybe stopping him in this round. If he really steps on it and goes for it, he can get the stoppage. There's no need, obviously.
Should be let out to take more. He's going. Round 11. And it just continues. More of the same. That's not a knockdown, that was a push.
Well, that'll show you just how physically strong Calzaghe is. Okay, Lacy lost his footing, but Calzaghe give him a little shove. So take that with you.
And it shows that Lacy is just about spent, I think.
Yeah, he got nothing left. You know, he hasn't been able to get his confidence with his big left hook, which he bragged about, you know, throughout all of the build-up to the fight. Hasn't been able to hit the target at all, not cleanly. So as I said before, he's been outboxed, outmaneuvered, outpunched now by Calzaghe.
He said to me that if it goes to decision, if it goes to the judges' cards, he wasn't sure that he'd get a very good decision from the judges. I think on that one, he's probably right. Calzaghe is absolutely a mile in front.
Well, he's been absolutely amazing tonight. Let's not forget, John, this, you know, we've said it before, this isn't another defence. He's fighting a rival champion. Some would have said that Lacy was, you know, on paper at least, a better fighter than Calzaghe. We always thought he was a harder puncher, but Calzaghe hasn't allowed him to land his punches. He's nullified everything Lacy's tried to do. He just totally demoralised him and outboxed him.
There's a lot of people who thought that Lacy was going to win this fight. And when they look back at this one and assess it, perhaps that should be remembered. Here comes Lacy, bravely coming forward once more. Calzaghe's binding around his right glove is coming loose. And now we go to the corner again to get that glove bound. Yeah, saying Duke, I mean, when they come to assess this fight, so I don't doubt there'll be some who say Lacy just wasn't what he was built up to be, but it's very easy to be wise after the event. There are an enormous number of people, and not just commentators, I'm talking about people within the sport, who thought that Calzaghe was going to go, that he was ready to be taken.
Well, sure, there'd been 1 or 2 chinks in the armour, but what Calzaghe's proven to you, he's proven the doubt was wrong. He's got himself in absolutely tip-top shape. We haven't had a problem with the hands, and he's boxed textbooks boxing.
Here comes Calzaghe again. Is he looking for the stoppage even at this stage?
Well, Lacy looks spent. He looks absolutely out on his feet.
The referee ought to be stopping this. He's getting an absolute hiding, is Lacy, and you worry about what sort of damage this is having to him. This is a career-ending fight. This is never going to be the same again after this, I don't think.
He's got nothing left, John. He's got nothing left.
The referee ought to be stepping in to stop this one.
Come on, Joe. Fantastic. Oh, this is just breathtaking stuff from Calzaghe. You know, I remember this boy. He was on a couple of my shows when he was just turned professional. Mickey Duff said that, watch out for this kid. He's going to be something special.
Well, he wasn't wrong with that.
But since taking over from Frank Warren...
Oh, they're taking the points away from Joe Calzaghe.
No,
can you believe that?
Oh, well, that's being kind to Lacy, because that's the first round I've given him.
Well, I don't know what that's about. I suppose Calzaghe won the round, so it's actually scored a level round, isn't it? You can't even losing a point, you can't give that to Lacy.
You're fantastic, right? This guy, fuck all. This is you stop him last round. He's going to be stopped now. He's going to stop him now. Get the jab working, mate.
Here's the attack from Calzaghe. I think the referee should have been stepping in there, Duke.
Well, Lacy took so many unanswered shots.
Here's the
little backhander. That's why he's done it.
Well, maybe with sober reflection, the referee spotted it. See what's happening in the Lacy corner.
Last round, baby, you gotta do it. You got to do it, baby. Last round. You gotta let your hands go. You got 3 minutes to get this guy out of here.
On, baby, you've got to do it. You can say that again. If he could turn this round, it would be the most extraordinary turnaround in a fight I think that I've ever seen. Calzaghe has been superb tonight, absolutely superb.
Well, he hasn't put a foot wrong all night, John. There's nothing to suggest that he's about to do that. You know, the spring in his step, the snap in his punches. It's Lacy who's obviously the desperate one. And the desperate man can often be hurt, but he can be dangerous. But Calzaghe's a fighter through and through.
Can Calzaghe take him out, even at this late stage? He's going looking for him.
Got him again. Watch Lacy's legs, they're gone. Referee looks like he might step in here, John. He's gone, John, he's absolutely gone. Referee's got to intervene. Look at this, punches unanswered. Fantastic by Calzaghe.
And the referee has a look. Lacy says, come on. He's put Lacy down for the first time in his career. He says it wasn't a knockdown, but he gets the count. He's getting an 8 count. And the referee says, walk forward. Are you okay to go on? I don't think he is. There's 2 minutes left. And Calzaghe rains punches in again. He's trying to take Lacy out of there.
Oh, he's totally gone. Look at him hanging on for dear life. Took a step behind Calzaghe to buy precious seconds. If Joe can just land one more clean shot, this fight is thank you and good night.
We've seen some terrific fights on ITV, and this is right up there with any performance that has been produced, I'm sure, by a British fighter. Calzaghe has been magnificent tonight. Absolutely magnificent.
Well, I can't remember a fighter being so dominant against such a dangerous opponent, probably, but not for the last, probably 10 years. He's dominated every round.
All around at ringside, people are standing up to get a closer look at this. And back into the corner goes Lacy to have binding reattached on his glove, and that'll give him precious seconds. Joe Calzaghe just needs to keep his composure, keep his concentration. He's waving to the crowd, and the cheers of response are instantaneous. Calzaghe is starting to celebrate the greatest performance of his boxing career. Lacy comes forward to take yet more.
Got him again, beautiful shots. This has been an absolute masterclass from Joe Calzaghe.
Last few seconds of a superb, wonderful boxing display from Joe Calzaghe.
And I'm glad to say I told you so.
Yeah, good pick, good pick. He has silenced the doubters. Calzaghe is boxing his way to a magnificent points victory. Quite outstanding. Oh, how on earth is Lacy staying up there? How is he staying up? A peach of a right uppercut from Calzaghe. The bell is about to sound. Calzaghe still picking his man off.
Congratulations, Joe Calzaghe.
They want him to call him out. Gary Shaw is shouting across to the corner, get him out of there. Well, that's it. It's all over. Lacy comes forward, embraces Calzaghe, but let the doubters be silenced. Joe Calzaghe is absolutely, utterly top-notch, and he is now getting a rightful embrace from his father and trainer, Enzo Calzaghe, because I don't really think that it gets very much better. That was quite outstanding.
John, I can't remember seeing such an emphatic victory over, as I said before, a really good champion. Lacy's a puncher, but Calzaghe nullified him from start to finish, outboxed him, outpunched him, outsped him. fantastic performance.
Calzaghe has gone to all corners of this Manchester arena and shouted out to the crowd, who's best, who's best? And I tell you what, that is the performance of the best fighter in Britain for me, no question.
Undoubtedly, pound for pound now, Calzaghe's got to be like probably top 3 in the world. You won't see a more clinical display of boxing than that anywhere on this planet.
That was the knockdown, that was the left hand. Lacy said it was a push, but there was certainly a punch in there which went in, and almost through sheer exhaustion, Lacy crumbles to the ground. I think Lacy should have been pulled out by his corner. I think the last 2 or 3 rounds was too much.
Yeah, it became totally one-sided, and he was taking unnecessary punishment. But you know, he's a proud man, and obviously this is World Championship boxing, and this is domestic level or area level. This is World Championship boxing. They wanted to give their guy every chance possible, but he was just not good enough to beat Joe Calzaghe.
Well, if you're watching now, remember you can see all this again tomorrow morning when the fight is repeated on ITV1 at 11:25. If you've got friends who've not seen this one, ring them up, wake them up, tell them they've got to see it, because this was just brilliant. Lacy didn't know what had hit him. He was utterly outboxed from beginning to end. We're getting the decision confirmed very shortly from Jimmy Lennon Jr., and there can be no doubt whatsoever which way it is going to go. There's your winner, Joe Calzaghe, his moment of triumph.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judging ringside, Nelson Vasquez scores about 119 to 105. Judges Adelaide Bird and Roy Francis both score with about 119 to 107. All 3 in favor of the winner. And now the unified super-middleweight champion of the world, the pride of Wales, Joe Calzaghe.
We have a Welsh celebration in Manchester, we have a British celebration, and a celebration of the very best in boxing. Joe Calzaghe has been a professional since 1993, 41 fights undefeated. Here in 2006, he has the best win of his professional career. And Lacy looks one very, very disconsolate young man, and I suspect he will never be the same fighter again. Calzaghe and Calzaghe, father and son, partners in victory.
What a beautiful sight, it really is. And congratulations Joe Calzaghe, congratulations Enzo, putting in a lot of hard work with his son, but they got a successful combination. They're a good team, it's proven that. Calzaghe's just beaten pound for pound one of the best fighters on the planet, but made him look very, very ordinary.
Oh, Jeff Lacy is going to be a long time before he recovers from that one. I suspect he might be taken off to hospital as a precaution because he took so many headshots. And Joe Calzaghe, meantime, well, he'd want this moment to go on forever. I think there were probably times in the last few months when he questioned to himself whether he really wanted this anymore, whether he was still prepared to make the sacrifice, and whether he was still prepared to do what it takes to be a champion. But somehow that winner's resolve came through, and he was absolutely confident and relaxed all week. And in the end, he produced just a boxing masterclass. Superb he was, and he's making his way now to our interview position, sitting down happily, rehydrating with a bit of a slurp of an energy drink. And Joe Calzaghe has absolutely done British boxing proud tonight. He was superb. Here's Jim Rosenthal.
Joe Calzaghe, you were sensational tonight. You said he was made for you. Not everybody believed you. You were spot on.
Yeah, well, I can't explain how happy I am at the moment. You know, this is a fight that me and Frank, we've been after this fight to bring out. It's already said, the better the opponent, the better I perform. You know what I mean? I have to perform against the best operators, then you see the best of Joe Calzaghe. So I think I performed well. You know, he's a world-class fighter, and I think I won every single round. You know, and I was in great shape thanks to my dad. Without him, I wouldn't be here today. He's a great trainer, great dad, love it a bit. Yeah, thanks to Joe. Thanks to my little kids, Joe and Connor. You home see you Monday. I love you both.
Listen, you gave him a boxing lesson. You boxed his head off in there. It must have been the performance of your life.
I knew I had to box because the only chance he had was to stand toe-to-toe. I slipped up a few times, nearly Barry Mitchell fight, Charles Brewer fight. My dad told me, you need to box this guy. I think I showed everybody tonight I'm a better boxer than I'm a fighter. I spoke to Barry. Barry said the same. For Frank, I had to keep on the back foot, jab, move, boxing skills. And thank God, I think I've done good.
We could pick any round out to show you. We've got a bit of action from the third, which was absolutely phenomenal. I think at one stage, Duke McKenzie counted 10 unanswered punches going in there. I mean, it was just a boxing education.
Yeah, it was. I knew I had to keep him on the back foot, sharp jab. You know, he's good coming forward, but to be honest, I hurt my hand about the 8th round again. Couldn't put my full power on my left. See, look, my boxing skill, I was way too fast for him. The only chance he had was to stand toe-to-toe and land a big shot, but I concentrated for the entire 12 rounds, and you know, thank God I put a great performance when I had to.
You worried about that left hand. We worried about it. Did I understand you right there, Joe? You said it went in the 8th again.
I hurt it, and hopefully it's not. It doesn't feel as bad as it did last time, but I hurt it. But it's not surprised, you know. You see them punches landing on his head, you're going to get sore hands, you know.
I have to say to you, not bad for an old slapper.
Not bad for a slapper. Like I said, you know, he come in that ring and underestimate my power, and not once did he hurt me, not once did he trouble me. In fact, I was quite surprised. I expected his punches to be harder than they were. I've been in with harder punches. That was, you know, I didn't box for 6 months. There's better to come.
Did you feel the corner should have pulled him out?
No, you can't say that. Listen, he's a true warrior. He's a champion. You know, that's the game. If I'm in that position, I want to continue. That's we are warriors in that ring. You know.
Let's have a quick word with your dad, your trainer. You did it your way. You worked away around the valleys. You got your man in great shape. You must be the proudest dad in the world.
Without a question of doubt. I mean, what he did today is something I always knew he was going to do. I spoke with Barry many times. I spoke with Frank. And this was just the goals that he needed. It's a style, you know, at the end of the day, the better opponent, as Joe, you know yourself, the better boxer. Today was absolutely splendid. I would put that probably one of the best performances of his life since I've trained him. That's 25 years. So
it was one of the great British performances in a world title fight ever. You're not going to shift him up now, are you? He's quite tidy at this weight, isn't he?
I might give him a couple of pork pies now. We'll see what goes on from there.
I might go attach these belts.
Just finally, getting those 2 belts round him? What does it mean to you after all those people saying he hasn't fought anybody, he's a he's a featherweight champion? What does it mean to you to get those 2 belts in your hands?
I'm the top. I've been for years a top 10 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and I think I needed the chance to prove it. And I think tonight I proved I'm a top 10, you know, world fighter, and I'm looking for them big fights. Tava. We're Frank now. After that performance, I think I deserve the big, massive fights and paydays.
Listen, take a breather. We look forward to seeing you again on ITV in the summer. You have been sensational tonight, Joe. Many thanks.
All right, thanks. I didn't speak too fast. I'm a bit excited.
No,
so
you've done
try
fine.
and slow down a bit. Woo!
Done fine. Okay, let's have a little word with Frank Warren here. I mean, Frank, you were a believer. I have to say, not everybody was, and we'll have a word with Barry in just a second. But I mean, it was a monumental night for Joe, and there he is sweating and taking in the plaudits that he deserves. But put the cool business head on for us now.
It was a monumental night for British boxing. It was one of the best performances I've seen in the ring. You know, the Americans, absolutely, I don't just mean the camp, the American TV broadcasters, all the press, all thought Lacy was going to come over here and knock Joe Calzaghe out. I knew that he would beat him. I didn't think he would beat him as comprehensive as he did. He absolutely boxed him. He beat him in every department. When he got down in the trenches, he was there, and he was outgunning him every time. And now he's into the big league.
I was going to say, what does this do for the marketability of Joe Calzaghe?
Well, you know, what can you say? You know, he just done. It was phenomenal, and his marquee value all over has gone up, and certainly in the United States. I mean, they love a warrior. They see Joe Calzaghe as a warrior, and he's seriously in the big time there. And you couldn't argue with Marvin Hagler. He said he's in the world pound for pound top six, and he's right. He's probably in the world pound for pound top 3, in my opinion.
You're a great lover of this fight game of boxing. Were you slightly disconcerted that the American corner didn't save Lacy from further punishment? It was a hopeless cause.
It was. I mean, you know, when you get into a fight where, you know, you're 8 rounds behind, 9 rounds behind, and you're just relying on a big punch, and you know he's not going to be able to get it. He didn't have the gas to do it at the end. you live to fight another day, and that's what, if they would have been in their position, I would have pulled him out.
I agree with you. In fact, I thought at that stage that they would have pulled him out, Frank, because he had just taken a pummeling. He'd lost his complete balance. He wasn't able to throw shots. He wasn't able to come back. And I thought there would have been a little bit more compassion in the corner. He took unnecessary punishment. I don't think he'll ever be the same again.
No, they're the fights. Those beatings are the ones you never come back from.
Yeah.
Give Gary Shaw his due. He was cool in the corner to pull him out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frank, we're going to have a little bit of fighting talk. Thanks very much. We look forward to more from you and more from Joe Calzaghe, of course.
The best fights are always on ITV.
This was
Can't argue with that.
Now, before we see the analysis, then you've got to hold your hand up a little bit on this.
Absolutely.
We don't all get everything right.
No, absolutely. I have to tell you, I did not think he could do that. I did not think he could stand at close range and fight like that. He boxed him, but what he done was he pummeled him for the first 4 rounds. He gave him such a shellacking, he wasn't able to recover from it. And then at close range, he was able to turn him, twist him, move around side to side. But I'll hold my hands up. I didn't believe he could do that. He did.
You did say when you went into the ring with him in that training session what fast hands he had, and Joe Calzaghe, the quickest hands in the business, and he slung them from the first seconds right the way through.
It was right from the start. I just couldn't believe the way he was shellacking Lacy. Lacy just walked on to punch after punch. He must have thought that if he walks through these shots, he'll slow him down and get him. And they were banking in the corner that Calzaghe's pace would drop. But we've seen him so many times do this. We've seen him against, Charles Brewer do it. We've seen him against Richie Woodall. So many of them. He just keeps doing it over and over again. And look he kept setting him off balance, turning him side to side. But it was all done off that snappy jab and those fast hands.
He does things his own way. He doesn't spar a lot in training, does he, Joe Calzaghe? No questioning his physique, no questioning his conditioning, and at the age of 33/34, his best ever.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is the best performance of his life. When he looks back in his dotage on his career, this is the performance of his life so far. I don't know that he'll ever box this good again. It was fabulous. I mean, he just never took his... It was such a whitewash the whole way through the fight. And I mean, maybe the round where he was deducted a point that could have given him an even round, but the fight was entirely...
Showboating there, isn't he? And
showboating.
He was right. We all went on about Lacy's punching power, which was 100 correct. He was made for him, and he just bust him up, didn't he?
He beat him up so much. He took the steam out of him. He took his eyes are beginning to swell. With the scar tissue was on the left eye, but he cut him on the right eye. I mean, he talked about Calzaghe slapping. Listen, he knows now that he doesn't slap. He hits you so often, you think you're surrounded. He just batters you with punches from all angles, off a snappy, sharp jab. And it was at this stage, it looked at this stage like Lacy was going to be stopped. He took the hammering.
The fellow that told us that Jeff Lacy might have struggled to make the weight, that he was nervous, he could have been right, because he was very, very brave, but he was out on his feet a few times throughout that fight.
Yeah, he was tired and sluggish. He had taken so much stick in the first half dozen rounds. At this stage when he's trying to get back into the fight again, there's nothing left. He's slow. His equilibrium is gone. We were seeing at this stage maybe another couple of rounds and they're going to get him out of there. I thought the referee could have stopped it in rounds 11 or 12, but he was going to let him go on. You have to say it's a unification fight, so they've got to give him every chance. But he was just hammered here. He was so badly beaten.
The hand that we mentioned that Joe told us, it went in the 8th round, or it didn't go. It certainly affected him, but he just boxed through the pain, as we knew he had to do.
Yeah, he staved it in the 8th round. But look here, watch the left hand going in here in the 10th too. This is one of his best rounds. Beautiful uppercut. Head shook, and at this stage we were saying, come on referee, take a look at this.
Or come on the corner.
Get this guy out of there. Gary Shaw, I know, was very worried about him. But there was no compassion in that corner, and I was very worried about that, very concerned about it.
Obviously fighting between 2:15 and 4 in the morning suits Joe Calzaghe.
Yeah, but they like to fight in Cardiff in the middle of the night.
And that's the one where he got deducted a point, as it was. The referee was right doing that, but we probably could have done with him finishing the whole thing a little bit earlier.
But there we are. Here's the round 12, and he was so badly hurt at this stage. I just hope he's going to be okay, Lacy. He'll be brought to hospital and observed for a couple of hours. I'm sure the Board of Control will insist on that. But one of the best performances of Joe Calzaghe's career, one of the best performances of any British fighter in the last 20 years. Absolutely fabulous.
And next for Joe Calzaghe, he wanted to shift up, didn't he? Shift up a weight, but
well, Antonio Tarver, you know, he can go up and fight for the light heavyweight title if that's a possibility for him. I don't see why not. Might go for Mikhail Kessler from Copenhagen. So there's a number of fights out there for him, but he's now on a different plateau.
It was well worth us all. Not going to Kip, wasn't it?
Well, how could you have gone to sleep in that wonderful performance? I doubted you, Joe. I will never doubt you again. Absolutely stunning.
And from British boxing's point of view, this one, I mean, it's put us a real spring in the step, hasn't it? We've got a world champion, an undisputed double world champion.
Well, we've got Hatton, and we've now got this guy who is arguably, pound for pound, one of the best in the world. Absolutely fantastic.
And who, if I'd have said to you, I bet he wins every round and boxes the fella's head off before the fight, you would have looked at me as though I was a very strange fella.
I wouldn't have believed it, but I'll never doubt him again.
Okay, Barry McGuigan, thank you very much indeed. Don't forget you can see a rerun of this 11:25 tomorrow morning here on ITV1. Okay, ring the bells throughout the valleys, throughout Great Britain. Joe Calzaghe, you were sensation. Good night.